HHDG. Peace, HHDG. We're on another episode of HHDG Media, the podcast. And as always, appreciate shout outs, much love to everyone that's tuning in, sharing, liking, commenting, and also, letting us know when they see us in person at any hip hop event that, we're continuously pushing the culture forward. That's a big respect for everything that is going on out there with the music, and we continue to make sure it's out there. Talent being spoken of, wherever they come from, not just the U.S., worldwide, because we know how hip hop is as a whole. No matter what these conglomerates are going to try and take from us, talent is out there. The culture is going to continue to thrive. So big respect to everyone that's always tuning in and sharing it and willing to speak with me. As always, you can see on the bottom banner, you can go to our website, hhdgmedia.com, which has some of our previous live interviews, as well as some of our written interviews, music, and also our merch and upcoming events. For tonight, we have a guest who I would like to see perform live, because I see he's been doing this thing for quite some time now, and always see him on a flyer with some people out in Cali. So, just recently, Planet Asia was headlining a show. I think it was out in Oxnard, and he was on there. Winter Ball 3, Tash was headlining that. He was on there as well. Then we got the upcoming Heart of Los Angeles about to come through. Big lineup on there. He's on there as well. So he's definitely, making his waves. And for anybody that can perform live and get noticed like that, they're doing something right. So it's not just about what you record and the music that you put out there. So that's definitely a big plus. And I think more artists need to be able to be capable of performing live and, just getting that experience, because it's not the same as when you're recording the music. So aside from that, 17 years now, been putting in that work to, hone them skills, them MCing skills. So he definitely got a catalog, which is about at least 18 projects right now out, from Styling, Never Had a Dollar, Infinite Power, Internal Healing. These are just a few. And more recently, Ultraviolence, produced entirely by Level 13, which dropped on September 28th last year. And if you listen to his music, you can hear the positivity, you can hear the integrity, you can hear that he has the ability to not quit. And that's important with this music. And he continues to show that. Another thing that is important is how well you are with networking. And you got so many producers that he's worked with, and definitely some also from Cali. Big up to Walk in the Park, who he did 2 projects with. More recent one was Infinite Power. And we're going to get into what drives this MC and how he continues to keep his pen sharp. So without further ado, representing Fresno, California, I'd like to introduce for the first time on HHDG Media, MC Wicks.
What up, man? MC Wicks. Thanks for having me, man. Appreciate it.
Definitely. I appreciate it. How, first off, I want to say, going through your catalog, and I've listened to, I think, pretty much all the projects that I found throughout the time that I've known about you. Um, what what's one of the main things that you see yourself as far as being a lyricist that continues to push you to be able to not just make the music, but have that ability to be on stage and still rock it the same way you did when you put in that work to record those songs?
Oh man, it's just elevation is the biggest motivation and key factor. Like when you've been doing music as long as I have, you know that there's ups and downs with the game. It's not just a smooth road or smooth sailing the whole time. And sometimes when you're more on the down times, you could get unmotivated or uninspired to keep going. And recently it was somewhat like that. But then I had the realization that even though it's not on the up and up right now, the music is better and sharper than ever. The bars, the pen, and I've been doing music for so long that if I were to stop right now at my peak level of skill, I'll be doing a disservice to myself and everyone that listens as well. So just elevation is the key factor. That's what recently got me more motivated and inspired than ever. Because if it took me 10 years to get at this level of skill, I should be making music at that level of skill for at least another 10. And then maybe, if it takes you 10 years to master, then you should put 10 years of that master level elite music out as well. You know what I mean? You gotta match it. You know what I mean? It took me 10 years to get sharp and seasoned, and I think it's gonna take another 10 to leave a real mark and a real impact. So that's what motivated me recently. Was I went through all the trial and error, so why quit now? You know what I mean?
Right.
I learned all the do's and don'ts, and all that's behind me, so why quit now? I got to keep moving while I'm seasoned. You know what I mean? It's a blessing. You get better with time. It's true. You get better with time.
Yep. And that's good to hear, because that experience, goes forth into other avenues of the music. You may be a lyricist, but like you just mentioned, you understand the business more throughout those trials and tribulations. And I don't think enough people have that mindset of it's not just about sales. If you only think about sales, you're going through it with pretty much blinders, and you're not really going to progress as much.
That's facts, man, because that's another thing I would say that recently got me really inspired again is when you do get deep into it, you do get more into like the sales and the streams and the marketing and what lineups you're on or whatever, like all that business side. But I've been doing it so long, and I realized, you know what, I'm really just in it for the love of the game at this point. And if you're in it for the love of the game, as long as you have that love, nothing can stop you. You know what I mean? And I feel like I'm gonna have that for a lot longer. So that recently motivated me as well. Like,
That's good.
I don't care about anything else. I just care about making the best product and putting it out. When you start caring about all the other things, it could really it could mess you up, man. So just the only thing you should worry about is making the best product and putting it out. They call it Hollywood for a reason and shit.
Yeah.
So I'm like, you know what? Let me do it for the culture, because I'm not down with that weird shit anyways. I'm about the culture first. I'm going to be about the culture forever. And when you do it for the culture, you do it for the love, man, regardless of wherever your name is on the chart or wherever your status is or industry, like all of that is irrelevant. You know what I mean? I'm really about the people and the culture overall.
That's great to hear, man. It's really great to hear. And I like that you consistently speak on positivity because I feel your energy in your lyrics and your music, and you're always pushing for the culture. So tell us what are some of your affirmations that keep you going with the music and in life.
The affirmations, man, I do believe manifestation is real. So I do always try to. It's important how you speak about yourself. You know, the thought and the tongue, words hold a lot of power. So I just tell myself, you know, to be unbreakable, be unstoppable. Always try to get to a next level of intelligence. Always try to elevate. Always try to grow. And you can't really let nothing phase you. You know what I mean? Be unfazable, man. Let the bullshit and everything just don't even pay that no mind. It's better to pay attention to the love. You know what I mean? And if you don't got no hate, you ain't doing right. You know what I mean? So that's another thing too. You got to take it as a compliment or take it with a grain of salt too. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
you have to. Yep.
Because if you weren't doing that well, then people you would pretty much be invisible. You know, when you start to do well, you're gonna get love, but it comes with the hate as well. You know, you can't have one without having the other. You know,
Very
that's the
true.
way I see it.
Yep. Indeed, indeed. Now I wanted to ask, is the music video Keep Building your very first music video?
No, it's not the it's the first one I ever did in New York.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, that was a really cool experience because I got to do it. One of the scenes at 1520 Segway, you know what I mean, the birthplace of hip hop,
Yep.
and that was always on my. That was one of my manifestations that became a reality. I wanted to always go there and visit it, and I wanted hip hop to be the reason that I was there. And shout out to Black Books and Rhyme Books. We threw a show out there in Harlem at All City Legends. It's a graffiti store, and
Mm-hmm.
while we were there, I got to visit the birthplace. And when you're out there, hip hop makes a lot more sense. When you see the environment, the community, the people, even the way they talk, like a New Yorker, they're very sharp and they're very witty. They're not necessarily rapping, but have a conversation with a New Yorker long enough, and they're gonna drop a couple bars and a couple gems on you. And it could be anyone. It could be the guy making the chopped cheese at the bodega, or a mailman. It could be anybody, an old lady. Like they're all sharp and witty, and it makes a lot of sense why New York is the birthplace of like the lyricism side of hip hop,
Mm-hmm.
the the wordplay, the penmanship, because it's real quick and it's real sharp. So that was an amazing experience, man. And shout out to the homie Ill Enough. He's the one that filmed that video.
Good enough.
We
All right.
filmed
Big
some
shout
in
out to
the South Bronx and the Queens, and in Brooklyn a little bit right there by the train. So
nice.
shout out to the producer on that too, Borkner, and that's
Yeah.
Keep Building off of the album Infinite Power. So if you like that video, go ahead and stream the full body of work.
Indeed, indeed. Let's give the people the visuals right now for it.
Appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you.
I walk in the room with my motherfucking nuts dragging. I'm still shining and popping, I know you can't stand it. I got my own style, they call it outlandish. Hector Ramon with the killers and they speak Spanish. I rock the stage and I get respect, I just demand it. I carry the culture, I do it single-handed. You move the crowd outside, the venue look abandoned. Fuck your feelings, I'm hoping you all get offended. Bruise your ego, intentionally intended. Look up my name on social media and friend it. The gems that I'm dropping can't comprehend it. Your persona is fiction, you just pretended. People restless, they wanted to hear the realness. I bring it back to the essence, I know you feel this. Everybody want an empire, nobody wanna build it. Small-minded individuals, y'all hit the ceiling. Y'all hit the ceiling, but we keep building. No limits, we grind to see billions. Y'all hit the ceiling, but we keep building. No limits, we grind to see buildings. Keep it moving, kick rocks, you all talk. Call it art as I outline your body in chalk on the sidewalk. Like I was bombing graffiti, nonchalant. Make it all look easy. If it's beef, then fuck the peace treaty. You all weenies, weirdos, hella creepy. Try to start dissing on the mic, you do it weekly, poorly. Ain't nobody listening, you corny, boring. Like another ending story, going on and on. Let's change the song. I'm an MC of a higher echelon. You sensitive with a lot of estrogen, treat them like children. I'm dropping gems, better get the lesson and or else I'll start the discipline. I'm explosive, nitroglycerin, stardust from outer space, I'm not a citizen. Y'all hit the ceiling, but we keep building. No limits, we grind to see billions. Y'all hit the ceiling, but we keep building. No limits, we grind to see billions.
Keep building. Power.
Man. Yeah, man, I'm proud of that one right there for sure, man. That was an experience right there, man. Appreciate it.
Indeed. Now let's talk about some of your influences. Number one, Sean Price.
Oh, yup. That's right, KRS. Man, hey, I would say big influence for sure. KRS-One and Planet Asia, they play a big part in making me really want to take rap serious.
Mm-hmm.
Because that was the first event that I went to in my life. They rocked the show together at the college here, Fresno State, and I feel like I got really lucky and really blessed that that was my first show because I've been to lots of festivals and seen a lot of shows over the years, and those MCs like a level 10 every single time. And if there's a certain live artist that you can see 5 or 6, 7 times and you still got that same feeling and that same energy, like it's the first time you seen them, that's when you know it's official. So shout out to Planet Asia and KRS-One. I seen how much fun they were having on stage, and I was like, you know what? That's what I want to do. I want to get paid to do that. You know what I mean? To look like you're having that much fun and you're that happy and you're paid to be there. You know, you get in the bag to be there.
Yeah, that's
like, that's just like the cherry on the top. Really, is the money. That's the cherry on the top. But the love comes before the money. Like I was saying before, you know, the love of the game is always first. But yeah, after that day, I took rap serious, man. Because before, I was playing around with it like a hobby, not for long. Because I seen that I was like 16 when I went to that show.
Okay.
And I started rapping when I was like 13. So for 3 years, I was just looking at it as a hobby or a pastime. But after that, I was like, nah, I gotta make this happen for sure. And it was a real blessing because 5 or 6 years later, KRS came back to Fresno, and I got to rock on the stage with him in the cypher, and we got a video of that out there on the internet. And he's a big reason why I believe in manifestation and affirmations, because he planted the seed after I seen him that day at that show, after the show, he invited me backstage and he gave me the gospel of hip hop, and he was telling me his story about how he met Scott LaRock in the shelter, and how when the bridge is over and the South Bronx came out, he was hearing the radio and it was his voice, but he was like a homeless dude on the train.
Yep.
Telling people like, that's me. Everyone's looking at him like he's crazy. But he was telling me some of that early history and dropping knowledge and wisdom. And then he said, one day I'm going to be on the stage and I'm going to pass you the mic. And after that, he just planted that seed. I didn't even know the concept of manifestation at the time. But now that I'm older and I've been living my life through that, I realized he planted that seed, and I watered it and I worked towards it, and the manifestation came to life 6 years later. And we got the footage and the proof, and I've been living my life off that now. And shout out to my boy Par from GTL. Another manifestation was getting the mural in my hometown while I was alive, and he threw me up out here on the wall at Valley Novelty. That's a historical building.
That's dope.
Visiting the South Bronx through hip hop, that was one. Going to New York, and the next manifestation that I'm working towards is performing in Europe. Overseas. Want to do a Europe run. But I made it happen a few times, so I feel like I could continue to do it. If something happens once, you may be lucky. If it happens twice, you may be really lucky.
Mm-hmm.
But if it's happening more than that, then maybe there is a little bit of proof. There's a little science to it. You know what I mean? Something's going on. But yeah, manifestation, I do strongly believe in it. You gotta. If you're a dreamer, don't let nobody kill them dreams, man.
Yeah.
Don't let nobody kill them dreams, because if you really push for it, you work for it, and the visualization is really just the motivation. It's not the whole thing just to visualize it and say it, but that is what reminds you and keeps you on the track and on the path to getting where you need to get. You do need to put that footwork in as well.
Yeah,
but you have to be your own coach in life. We're born alone, we die alone. And that's what I believe like manifestation and affirmations are. It's like you're coaching yourself.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
My motto is be your own drill sergeant.
You got to be, because if you don't do it, no one else is going to do it for you. You know what I mean? It's all our, we're the master of our own universe. We got to put the power in our hands, and no one else will do it. It's up to you, man, to make or break yourself.
True. Very true. Now, with some of your other influences, tell me what about them influenced you. So let's start with Big L.
Oh man, Big Al. Yeah, Big Al. I studied a lot of because I'm not blessed to have like a deep voice. So when I started rapping in the beginning, I said I need to study rappers with high pitched voices to see how they manipulate their voice to make it sound cool. And Big Al and Ghostface were definitely two of the top MCs that I studied the most, and their voice is naturally high, and I feel like they pitch it up just slightly, just a little bit more to make it like extra sharp. Like when they're rapping, I know the Wu-Tang say when they rap, it's a sword style, like they cut the wind. And I feel like Big Al and Ghostface, that's what they do. Their voice is high naturally, and they're like, we're gonna make it a little bit higher so it has like a sharp effect. So that's what I got from them for sure. And Big Al is the punchline king, man, to this day. Like,
true.
Rest in peace to Big Al. That's what I need to do next time I'm in New York. I need to go visit his mural in Harlem, man. But
it's dope.
His bars to this day are some of the best of all time, and they're aging like fine wine. They don't sound outdated. They don't sound played out. Like you could get a Big Al verse from back then, and you could put it up against a lot of things that are current, and Big Al's still right there with the best of them. I wish he would have been able to be here with the world a little bit longer to put out some more, man. I feel like he had a lot more in him. Definitely one of the most underrated.
Yeah. Agreed. What did you think of the recent album that they put out, Return of the King?
Oh yeah. Mass Appeal put out the new Big Al, man. That was ill. I like how they got some of the old school freestyles on the radio, and they kind of remixed them and remastered them and produced around those vocals. Somehow they were able to isolate them. And the joint with Mac Miller is really dope too, man. Mac Miller. I forget what that joint is called, but shout out to Nas and Mass Appeal, because they even put out the new Mobb Deep with Alchemist. I think the album's called Infinite. That's a banger too. So Nas is definitely like holding it down for the legends and the OGs and the people that appreciate the nostalgia. He's putting the OGs on the forefront, man.
Yeah. And every single album that came out was put together really well. Top quality. It was great.
We need more of that. It's cool. Like, hip hop's 50 years old now, and we definitely got to honor all them legends, man. We definitely do, because some of them, those are like 200-300 years from now, you know. Biggie and Tupac and, you know, Big Al, those are going to be like the Mozarts, and they're going to be talked about for hundreds of years, but we gotta recognize them like right now that it's the big 50, you know. We need to start. They're part of American history, you know what I mean?
True. Very true. Yep.
World history, American history. Hip hop's 50 years old, and the way they talk about Mozart and all that, they're going to need to start. Maybe in another 50 years, they're going to need to start acknowledging hip hop like that too, man. We'll definitely change the world of music, I believe, you know.
Influential, yeah. I mean, how many genres of music, you know, influence a world so fast like that?
Nothing is like it. It's because
exactly.
we take they took elements from everything. So, you know, hip hop in a sense is anything and everything you put the twist on, you put the flavor on. They took as far as like the production, you know, the sampling and the looping. It's the most universal genre of all time, hip hop.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Now let's talk about two more of your influences, Big Pun and Biggie.
Oh yeah, Big Pun, man. That was another thing too. I had to study the bigger kind of rappers, and I studied them for more than not just rap wise, but I actually study them on stage too to kind of see their secrets, because you know you have to move around a lot, and you got to be somewhat physical on stage. And I was like, let me watch them live to see if they got some heavy people tricks in the bag. And I noticed with Biggie, when you watch him live, he will walk to the left and the right and the whole entire stage, but he's doing it extremely slow.
Steady pace.
Slow motion.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, all right, if you're heavy, you can move around. You might not be able to jump around or do no somersaults. You don't want to be power walking around that motherfucker, but you could rock real slow and steady and real cool, like. So I got that from Biggie. And Pun, his live stuff, he just had a dope team, man. If you watch Pun live, the Terror Squad, they're doing every single ad lib, like 9 of them at once. Like he had the right team. But yeah, I studied them. I would say Big Pun's like rapid wordplay is like he's one of my favorite technical rappers, like for sure.
Yeah.
I like how he could do that kind of machine gun flow. and the fact that he was a bigger artist and able to do that too. Like it's amazing
Yeah.
some of the stuff he was able to do. Like, damn, where'd he find the breath control? You know, I feel
Mhm.
like if you want to know about breath control, you got to really study pun because he was like 600 pounds rapping like a AK-47. Like that's amazing. You know what I mean? So you could study him for that. And Biggie, I think he had the wordplay. He had the swagger and the wordplay, and he would use some simplistic words, but he would just make that wordplay so fire that it didn't even matter. And there is an art to simplicity, and I feel that Biggie's one of the artists that mastered that. That's why he was such a good crossover artist. That's why he can make something that the underground backpackers will love, and then he can make something that the top 10 Billboard will love. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I feel like Biggie mastered the artist simplicity, wordplay, and swagger. You know what I mean?
There it is. The
Even
swagger.
with the image, you know, the image and the persona, like he was the full package. You know,
Yeah.
he had the image, the persona, the wordplay, the bars.
And
He could go pop. He could go underground. He could go anywhere with it. That's what made him one of the all time greats, man. Rest in peace.
Yeah. Indeed. That's dope that you put in, that time to really see how to perform on stage, because this is just one aspect, and you already talked about the early influence with KRS One and Planet Asia. So you were really already in tune with how good can I be on stage. It wasn't just making songs and honing your lyrical skills. You were already prepping yourself to be on the stage. And if anybody has gone through MC Wicks IG, you see this man is out there. Almost every fly I see for an event in Cali, I see your name up on there.
Yeah, man. The stage, I think, like I said, like that was the first show I went to. So before that, you know, you have fun rapping in a cipher or recording, you know. But that was my first live experience, and I said, "Oh no, this is what it's all about." Like, fuck the studio, fuck getting drunk and rapping with your homies, like two turntables and a mic. That's what it's really about. Like, that became my number one priority, honestly. I focused more on being a performing artist than a recording artist. That was I feel like later on in my journey I had to master that recording side of it, but that was like that's what got me hooked was that live experience. I was like, "Oh no, I want to do what they did, man." That's what it's all about. And you could take away my studio and all my recording equipment and all my music videos, and that's what I put above everything else, man. The stage. That's where you get those endorphins, you know,
Yeah.
released. That's like where you get that natural high without no substance. That's where you get that's that dope supply that you get to your brain, you know. But it's all natural and it's all good. It's all clean. You can't overdose on being dope on the stage. Not so far. So far, it hasn't happened yet. You know what I mean?
So
But yeah,
I'm gonna play the portion of the KRS One cipher that you were talking about earlier, so that people can witness this. And then after that, I want you to tell us how your feeling was when you were on that stage after I play this. All right?
appreciate it. Thank you.
Pass it to the MC. Who's next? Yo, you gotta be an eagle for all of your fake people. If you want to battle me, I'm running you and your amigos. Got your mom crying like what? Happened me home. Gotta let it know you got on the MC that's lethal. Ball is laser sharpening and stabbing you like needles. Flipping to MCs, I do it for my people. Take the left one, now we talking my guns. Peace, love, unity, and pride. Yo, that's what I'm in the place. Feeling like a superstar. Everybody got the cypher spot. No, I kicks it hard like Bruce Lee when I hit him with an ill free. On a killing spree, sharp like a guillotine. Don't really care if the bitches ain't feeling me. I'm ready to slaughter the whole water enemies. You wanna see me stop, you never see the enemy. Until I rest in peace. Until then, I'm a big right hand, just murdering beats. Still broke in the streets, so I'm trying to eat. I've been doing this longer than a couple of weeks. When it comes to play the rest, wrecking seas can eat. Back for a second time, hit him with an ill rhyme. Keep it on, I need the rhyme. Biggest out, never need to bite. A lot of rappers in the game, sound like doing all the sound coming from the top.
Man, I haven't watched that in a long time, man. That's it felt like a movie, honestly. Like it was crazy because if you watch the whole video, the hype man is rapping first. KRS is hype man. And then while I was on stage, I was wondering, like, I wonder if this is the day that it's gonna happen. KRS is gonna pass me the mic. I wonder. And then KRS rapped after the hype man. And in my mind, I'm thinking, if he passes me the mic first, my brain's gonna like be like explode. You know what I mean? I'm gonna be shocked. And then he spit his verse, and then it sounds kind of crazy or corny or whatever, but it really did feel like as soon as he finished rapping, that time kind of slowed down for a millisecond, and he did pass it to me. And then right there, that was just like, I was like, oh, I did that with my mind. You know what I mean? I did that with my mind. And then that just motivated me to just dream bigger, think bigger. And yeah, that's definitely one of the highlights of my whole journey in this, you know what I mean? The first show and that moment, because that was the second show I seen him. And yeah, man, it was just, it didn't even feel real, man. It felt surreal. But it just let me know that whatever you put your mind to, you could do it, you know, you could do it. And I just been thinking bigger and dreaming bigger ever since that day, man. Shout out to KRS-One.
That's dope. Dope. Now, is the 2014 release Never Had a Dollar, is that your debut?
Yeah, I would say that's I had a couple like little mixtapes and stuff before, but I would say that's my official release, because that was the first time I rapped over like original beats, and it was on all the platforms. So yeah, 2014, I would say that's the official first release.
Okay.
Never Had a Dollar. Yeah, shout out to K Pizzo on the beats on that one.
Dope, dope. One of my favorite tracks on there is What's Love.
Oh yeah, man. Shout out to, that was the one beat. K Pizzo made all the beats except for that one beat that was made by a guy out here named Sean J, man. Super talented dude. He does like animation videos now too as well, and he's done stuff for like Czarface and West Side Gun.
Dope.
I think he did an animation for the new man, there was a new I don't know if it was Furious 5. It might have been the Furious 5 came out with a new album, right? Someone came out with a new album recently. One of those OG.
Juice Crew.
Juice Crew. He did a promo animation for the Juice Crew. That was it. Okay. Yeah. So shout out to Sean J on that beat. What's Love? And if you want to see, I'm actually happy about. He's one of my favorite producers in Fresno for sure, and he raps too. Like really dope, next level. Everything he does, he's like a master of all trades. But his first ever animated music video was music video I paid him for. It's called Mama. So If you look up MC Wicks Mama official video,
Hmm.
that's Sean J's work right there. And now that he worked with all these legends, I feel like a soldier boy moment. Like I'll be like, I was the first to get a Sean J video. You know what I mean? I feel like I could say that. But yeah, shout out to Sean J, man.
Yeah, shout out to Sean J. I know he did a lot of production on your project, the buffet.
Yeah, yeah. Damn, that's one of my favorite ones right there too, man. I was like, locally, those are like the all-star producers in Fresno. So I felt really happy to be a part of that and honored to be a part of that. Shout out to Sean J, ML3, Abscure. He was on there as well. And then Abscure produced one of my favorite albums out of my whole catalog is Silvertooth Babies. He produced that entirely. So we all met and connected through that one, the buffet.
That's dope. Now, coming up in Fresno, tell us how it was for you, because you're mentioning local producers who shown to have some ill production. So how was it, you coming up at that time and then starting to work with some of these local producers?
Oh, it was cool, man. I was happy that I gotta appreciate like the OG homies that reached out to me in the early years. Shout out to Cubic from the schoolyard, Abscure, Sean J, Optimus Prime. Shout out to Planet Asia. He always showed love and support the whole time. We made the record a lot more years later, but he been showing love the whole journey, man. Ever since that first show at Fresno State. So shout out to Planet Asia. That's like the Rakim of the town. That's the Fresno god of rap right there, man. Planet Asia. But yeah, I was just happy that the OGs embraced me like that. You know what I mean? And Fresno coming up in Fresno is we have a rich history, and I wish that all the OGs would stick with it because we have like really dope artists that will be focused for maybe about 5 years, 6 years, and then you never hear about them ever again. But me, I'm a hip hop historian, Fresno historian, so I listen to Fresno music from the late 80s all the way to now, and some of the legends, like I said, you never hear about them again. Some of them show me love and they came out of like retirement for a little moment to like bless me with a beat or bless me with a verse. Me being a historian, like that means a lot to me. So shout out to them. And for the future generation, if you're OG and you're a legend in your community, I think it's really important to stay in it. Even if you're not rapping the whole time, play a role and be a part of the hip hop. No matter what role or what hat you're wearing, stay with it because we got to be there to guide the new generation. You know what I mean? The young homies, the little homies. Like
that's real talk.
We just can't have a bunch of youngsters just amongst each other. There needs to be a couple of those mentors. You know what I mean? So even if you don't want to be rapping when you're 50 or whatever, figure out a way to still be a part of the community because that's what I see in other areas when I travel. Like the underground LA, they got the Project Blowed and the Freestyle Fellowship.
Yep.
Those are like real super duper OGs, and you'll be at the events and you'll see them right there present. You know what I mean? And they got new generation, new wave Project Blowed, and they're mentoring them and molding them and guiding them. I feel like that's something Fresno is missing, you know what I mean? So if you're a legend in the making, even if you want to retire, you still got to be there for the next generation. It's like
true.
you could never really retire, man. This is this is your life, you know. It's not a phase. Once you're in it for life, man. You're a lifer with this hip hop.
Speak on it. Speak on it. Yep. It's still relevant, always relevant. And you are about to be at the same event with the Living Legends this Saturday at the Heart of Los Angeles show.
Yeah, man. Hey, you know what? I gotta say, rest in peace to my OG, man. Black Aesop of the Living Legends. A lot of people don't know that he's actually from Fresno, California, and that was one of those OGs that showed a lot of love, like from the beginning. And he would always tell me like, "Oh, the Living Legends are gonna come back together, and I'm a vouch for you to get on the album, or I'm a vouch for you to get on the tour, or I'm a
Nice.
vouch for you to get on one of the shows." And um, he recently passed, rest in peace. But when he passed, the Grouch told me that Aesop really was out there like vouching for me and campaigning for me for all them years. He told me at the memorial, and it's finally happening. You know, now I'm gonna be rocking with the Living Legends, and I'm gonna dedicate my set. It's gonna be a tribute for Aesop. You know what I mean? That day.
That's beautiful.
So, and he was in that KRS video too. It's crazy. I haven't seen it for so many years, and he's right there on the stage, right next to me, like in one of those big moments in my life, you know. So,
I gotta look
but
at
yeah,
that.
he's a really good dude, man. Really, he inspires me, like how I was saying, like that mentorship.
Hmm.
He's inspiring me to be like that because anytime I had a conversation with him, I always left inspired and motivated. You know what I mean? I never left a conversation with him feeling any kind of negativity or anything bad. It was always motivation, inspiration, positivity. And I was like, okay, I'm not an OG yet. I'm in the middle, you know, I'm in my early 30s, but I'm on my way to becoming that as
You're working out.
soon, you know.
You're working.
And I aspire to be like that, you know what I mean? When I talk to the young homies, I want them to leave motivated and inspired, and that's it. I don't want them to feel any other kind of way when I'm done conversating with them, you know.
That's dope. Dope.
But yeah, shout out Black Aesop.
Yeah, indeed, indeed. Rest in peace. And I know that event is going to be a big event. This is another reason why I still got to get back out to Cali because y'all be having so many dope events that I be missing out on being over here. And I know y'all probably feel the same about New York.
A lot of the dope New York MCs, man, they're residing right there in Cali, so in LA, you know, a lot of them live out there, so that's why they're blessed to have those shows you're talking about, those crazy lineups and stuff. I'm happy. I live 4 hours away, but I'm happy that I don't live in like Tennessee or Dakota or something because something really cool could happen and it's just a 4 hour drive for me, man. But LA definitely gets blessed with them festivals and lineups for sure, man.
So I got to ask, how did you get your own burger, the MC Wick burger?
Oh man, shout out to Ben Smoking Barbecue. Yeah, he's a good dude, man. A community dude as well. Like he fed like thousands of people on Thanksgiving because they were cutting off people's EBT during the holidays, during Turkey Day. You know, like the worst time to cut people's food assistance off. And shout out to Ben Smoking Barbecue because he said like, if the government wants to cut you off, it's all good. Don't worry about it. I got you this year. And he held a Thanksgiving dinner open to anyone and everyone to the community. So
That's fire.
shout out to him doing real things, man, like Nino Brown in the town. You know what I mean? He's a real one, but he's a big supporter of the Fresno underground hip hop scene and music scene overall. And he blessed me with a burger, but he blessed other artists as well. You know, His lineup he is all tributes to local artists. Like
That's
he
dope.
has there's a violinist called Patrick Contreras. So there's a he calls himself Violin on Fire. So he has the Violin on Fire burrito and TA the Handful from Grizzly City. He has a pulled pork sandwich for TA the Handful, and I was just honored and blessed to be a part of that menu, you know. But his whole menu, he's just shouting out different artists, and I got to make the cut. And I'm a real foodie for real, so I was like, I don't know about them other artists. Maybe they said just throw my name on anything, but I don't know what your deal was with them. But with me, I'm gonna have a say so on this shit. And I said the triple B, bacon, burger, brisket. I was like, just put those together, and then you could do whatever else you want to do. But I want a bacon burger with brisket on it, and he added the jalapeno on the top and the cheddar cheese, and yeah, he called it the wick because the jalapeno looks like a candle wick
Ah,
at the
okay.
top. So the burger, yeah, he called it the wick, and yeah, it's fire and it's heavy, man. It's a heavy burger, and when I had the finished product, I was like, I need them samples too. I'm gonna really give a full approval. So it really is MC Wicks approved. You know, like I had him put different cheeses, and he made it a few different ways, and I really had to approve it because I'm a
That's
real
your man.
foodie, and I do point people and recommend different food in Fresno. And how could I do that if my own burger ain't right? You know what I mean?
Yeah, you got
So
a point. Yep.
it's a good one, man. That burger is righteous, man. It's righteous. It's a good one.
That's dope. Big shout out to Ben Smoking Barbecue. That's dope. So how did this journey start with the going to the different places and critiquing the burgers and everything?
Oh yeah, it started. I don't have like a food channel or nothing necessarily, but I just really did naturally go out and do it. And when my homies from out of town come through, I always put them up on all the cool stuff. I'm like the food guide, even with people out here. But it started with the way it really started was with this burger joint by my house, by my neighborhood where I grew up. It's called Belmont Burger. And that was like the bomb, like hood burger coming up. And I love that. I love that. They got a big ass burger, like it's 4 patties, so it's like a gigantic, ridiculously big burger. And I'd always get that, and I'd always say like, "Oh, this is the best burger in town." And then someone said, "Is it really though?" And then I was like, "Is it really though?" And it all started with burgers. I was like, let me see if I could back that statement up. So after that, I tried every single burger joint in Fresno that I could find. And it's definitely one of them top ones for sure. I wouldn't say the best one, but it's on that top 5. It's on that top 5, the lower of the top 5. But the best burger in Fresno outside of the Wick, burger, the best one is the Weekend Dream Burger, man. Shout out to them. But that's how the whole journey started, really, was someone challenged my opinion, and I was like, you know what? You're right. Let me do my research and let me come back. Let me answer that. Let me answer that truthfully. And then from there, I just went to all the different types of foods, man.
That's dope. Wow. So with a catalog, is it 18 albums or is it a little bit more now?
I think I would say 18.
Okay.
Man, I have to recount sometimes because there's so much, but yeah, I think 18 is accurate. That's it. Yeah, everything you see on Bandcamp.
Okay.
If you type in my Bandcamp, that's because there's some projects that I put out just exclusively to Bandcamp.
Mm-hmm.
So if you are an MC Wicks, if you like my music and you feel like you want access to more, then Bandcamp is the best place, because
Okay.
there's a few that I put on Bandcamp because they were like really, really, really sample heavy, like overly sample heavy. So I'm like, oh, let me throw those on Bandcamp. So on there, I think the count is 18. Yeah.
All right. And you know, if when you listen to these albums, Internal Healing, um, what was the Frog Brothers? You know, they don't sound the same. So it's like with each album, your delivery and your concept are definitely different. So how is your approach when you are creating an album?
There's a lot of different ways. Sometimes like for instance, there's an album called Steady Styling, and I made that whole album and I had no idea what I was gonna call it. And then I listened to all of the songs over and over, and I kind of your subconscious is very powerful. So wherever you are at currently,
That
your
influence?
subconscious will kind of, it sneaks into your writings and into your art. So that's kind of like how I go. It sometimes I'll listen to the album after and I go, oh, what is this album? What is the vibe? Like, is it dark? Is it happy? Is it humorous? What is the reoccurring vibe that keeps on coming back? And with that album, I was like, oh, I'm kind of styling on this one. I'm flexing on this one. And then in one of the songs, it's called Bring Back. There's a line in there where I go, steady styling, got the crowd wiling. And I was like, you know what? That's the name right there, Steady Styling. So sometimes the title comes just from like a word or two in a bar, you know, or on a song, or but sometimes like Silvertooth Babies is another album. That one, when my original concept for that album was supposed to be like the bad kids, like the Bebe kids. And I wanted to make a more gritty kind of street, like more like modern, a little bit more West Coast, and just I wanted to get as ignorant as I could, man. I wanted to, and but the original producer, K Pizzle, I wasn't having him do the beats. He wasn't able to produce that one, so then Obscure came in,
Oh, okay.
and I wanted to do that Bebe Kid concept. And then when he came in, he was just giving me these beats that are like really powerful and really kind of thought provoking. And then I changed the concept to, if I was older and I could talk to my younger self, what would I say? And then I changed it, and then I went from like when I was a young little Silvertooth baby, what did my older relatives tell me? What did the OGs tell me? Then it became like the concept was guidance after that, you know. What are you going to teach the seeds? What are you going to give to the kids as far as knowledge and wisdom? And it was kind of like a biography, a little bit of my life, a little bit of my upbringing, and then me giving advice to my younger self. And then when the album came out, a lot of people were living similar lives, going through similar struggles. So I was talking to my younger self, but it related to a lot of people. You know, like to this day, people come up to me and they give me a lot of love and show me a lot of support on that album and say they relate to it and they felt it, you know.
Mm.
But that's what the whole. So it can happen many different ways. Sometimes I have no idea what the album is, and just a line will tell me, or just the vibe will tell me. And sometimes I planned it out before I even started, you know what I mean? So, like, there's a new album. I don't want to say the name yet. I got 3 albums in the vault and I'm gonna be trying to put them out like consistently. But the most current one, I don't want to throw the whole name out there, but
Mm-hmm.
the producer, his name's Clutch Norris. I'll give you that.
Okay.
He was sending me these beats, and they sounded like really, really cinematic. They sounded like cinematic, like a movie, like cinema, almost like a movie score. And I was like, oh, you know what? I'm gonna just write this whole album like an art film. And I got the title and the concept just off of that, just off his beats alone. I was like, his beats sound like a movie. So this is an album, but I'm gonna write it like an art film or like a musical. Like, I'm not gonna be afraid to take my imagination anywhere or go to any depth with it, because it's like I'm writing a film. You know what I mean? There's no limitation to it. So yeah, just different little things will spark a title or concept. You know what I mean?
All right. Cool. I noticed throughout our interview, you I don't like to always say it, but it's true. You're definitely a student of hip hop. You seek the knowledge. You're looking to progress and learn more, and it shows through not just the music, but overall the person that you are.
Thank you. Yeah, man. You gotta always be a student. We could always get sharper. We could always grow. And you know what? You could even learn from the younger cats too. You know, the new generation. Like, we think we're the OGs, or we got more years and more stripes, but we gotta remember that it's the young people that innovate. You know what I mean? So you could learn from the younger cats too as well. I think the new generation, what they're doing is they're bringing in that nonchalant style, like, oh, I'm not even trying, and I'm gonna make it dope. And I see like Rock Marciano on the hip hop side is doing that as well. Like, he's just spitting out so much dope bars rapidly, like nonchalant, like second nature, almost like he's talking it out.
Yeah.
Like, he's not over animating his voice, or he's not doing the most. He's almost like a minimalist, and he's so dope that it doesn't even matter. Like, that's how sharp his pen is.
It's easy for
Like,
him.
I even seen him rap live. He only did like one song at a Flea Lord show. But like how I was saying earlier, you gotta like work the stage, walk to the left, walk to the right, jump around. But when your pen is as sharp as like an MF Doom or a Rock Marciano, you could just stand center stage like a statue in a power pose and spit your whole verse and just blow everybody's mind. You know what I mean?
Yep, that's
But
it.
that laid back, kind of lazy, kind of dope, but laid back. That's currently, I see the kids are doing that, and even some of the on both sides, on like the trap side, and even on the lyricism side of hip hop. The new cool thing is to make it look like it's to be nonchalant. That's what it is.
Indeed. Now, outside of just the ill local talented producers, you've also, aside from Planet Asia, you work with Fashawn as well, another ill artist.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Fast Sean. I was happy to work with him too, cause like going back to me being a local historian. When it comes to hip hop and Fresno and the roots and the whole knowledge behind it,
Mm-hmm.
it really all started in West Fresno, West Side Fresno, like with the a guy named Pooh Rock J and DJ Slice. They were the first ones to like actually have a record out, and they had a deal with Jive. So they were on some hip hop stuff, but a lot of the earliest rappers in Fresno were actually more like G-Funk and the G-Funk 90s era. But a lot of our rich history, really almost all the history in the beginning of Fresno rap comes out of West Side Fresno, and Fashion, even Planet Asia and the Schoolyard, they come from West Fresno as well. So Fashion was the first person from the East Side where I grew up and where I'm from, my area. He's the first artist from the East Side to blow up and go international and take it to that level. So that really inspired me because his album came out when I was like a freshman in high school. His big album, Boy Meets World.
Amazing.
And
album.
I heard it, and I was just, I was amazed, and I was like, "Damn, where's this guy from?" And they're like, "He's from Fresno," and I was like, "Fresno?" And then they said, "Oh, he's from Shields and First." And I stay around. I grew up around Belmont and Cedar. Shields and First is like 3 or 4 streetlights away from me.
Okay.
So I was like, if he could do it, I could do it. You know what I mean? If he made it out of here and he was 4 blocks away, you know what I mean? So if it's possible for him, it's possible for me. So I looked up to him a lot, and I was really happy and honored when that song came through, man. He's definitely on the Fresno Mount Rushmore, you know what I mean? Planet Asia, Fashion. I would say there's another cat, Diego Red, and Black Aesop. I'll throw. If there's a Mount Rushmore, I'll throw them on there, man.
Dope. Now another two talented duo, you know, just recently did their thing on your most recent album. They were on the track No Smoke, and that is Indigenous Cats. They are amazing.
Oh man, yeah. Hey, that's my favorite duo in California right now, man. They're so dope, and they're really, really humble, and I'm happy to see they're doing really good right now. You know what I mean? I got to see them in the beginning of their journey.
That's dope.
And
it's always great to see.
They're getting all the flowers and all the respect and notoriety that they deserve. And I'm happy that they're a part of the album. I hope to work with them more. I like them so much, and Fresno likes them so much as well. Like, I throw an event out here once a year called Black Books and Rhyme Books. And
coming up very soon.
Yeah, it's coming up April 12th in Valley Novelty, but I brought them out here, and they got the most like requests from the people. Like, you got to bring them back. You got to bring them back. So I brought them to the hometown like 3 times. But shout out to them, man. I love introducing my city to some real dope underground talent on the rise, and
that's
I see them growing all the way up, man. It's just a matter of time. When you got that much skill and talent, it's just about staying consistent, staying in motion, regardless whether it's fast motion or slow motion. If you're that talented, just keep going, and it's only a matter of time. So I already know in a couple of years you're gonna see them on a whole nother level, man. Shout out to them.
True indeed. And I like how they're conscious at the same time. And it's not just, the entertainment part, but they have, like, they're definitely ingrained in that, but it shows how ill they are to be able to rock with you on the No Smoke track the way they did too.
Their chemistry is just crazy too. Like, if you see them live, the girl, the way she covers Complex's ad libs, like the way they cover each other's ad libs, and it's just crazy, man. The back and forth, the melodies, the bars, like those are real lyricists, man. Real sharp.
Yep. I'll put their link tree up in the comments for y'all to definitely go check them out as well. Now, being that we are speaking of your most recent album, Ultraviolence, tell us how you linked up with Level 13.
Shout out to my boy Mike Bless. He's from Oxnard. He's definitely a Oxnard legend, man. Cali legend, man. He's a good dude, man. He's one of those OGs as well. Like I was saying earlier, every time I see him and I leave the conversation, I'm motivated and inspired. But he has a few joints with a few albums with Level 13,
Mm-hmm.
and that's how we linked up because I got on his album and we shot a video, and Level 13 liked what I did on the feature, so he reached out to me, and then we made this Ultra Violence. And Ultra Violence, the definition is like overkill, like kill him, resurrect him, and kill him again. And like I was saying previously, like love and hate, they come together. You can't have one without having the other. And sometimes it might be like one person hating on you at a time. Sometimes it might become two, but then once in a while become like 4 or 5. And then when it's 4 or 5, sometimes they all come together like Voltron. And then you gotta kind of like, you gotta spank them all, you know, you gotta whoop that ass. And I was like, you know what? It's time to get busy, man. It's kind of time to get busy and let them know, like, y'all could form like Voltron, but y'all still can't fuck around. And that's kind of the inspiration behind this one, you know what I mean? Like, just like a warning shot in a sense, you know what I mean? Like, just leave it at this album. I was like, if I put this album out and you guys don't say nothing and don't do nothing, you guys disqualified, forfeit. And that's what happened, man. Forfeit. But it's a really dope album. That's my roots. Like I started off battling. Shout out to Senna. He runs a Battle League, Power and Respect Battle League. But I was so young rapping that after that KRS show, like I said, I was 16.
Mm-hmm.
And after that, I was like, oh, I need the stage, like ASAP. But I was too young to rap at any venues or bars.
Okay.
But they were doing battles at a park called Cary Park.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, oh, well, I could go to Cary Park. So I was battling over there when I was like from 16 to like 19. I was a little kid. In any of the rap battles you see me in, I was a little kid. I wasn't even old enough to buy a drink. But battle rap was my first stage because I couldn't wait to get on the stage. You know, the park, the street, the corner, that had to become the stage, you know what I mean? So this album also got me tapped into my roots, you know, again.
That's good to hear. It's good to hear. How does that feel, you know, coming at that standpoint of not only just tapping into your roots of, you know, your own culture, but also here we are in this certain climate where, you know, it seems like everywhere you go, there's going to be an issue. You know, look what's going on with the TSA right now on ICE with the airports. So it's like no matter where you go, there's going to be a problem. There's going to be resistance, but you still got to have that mindset of I'm above this. And
oh yeah,
like you always say, you going through your own trials and tribulations, but look at MC Wicks, you know, listen to his music, listen to how he's speaking on this interview right now. He didn't let that put him down.
Yeah, you can't give too much power to the negative. You know, they do feed off of reactions and acknowledgement. So kind of like if you pay them no mind, they'll disappear eventually. You know what I mean? For the most part, unless people take it to a level where you have no option, then you got to get busy. But for the most part, the more mind you pay it, the more power you give it. So I'm real selective about what I pay my energy to, you know.
Mm-hmm.
This new album to me was really therapeutic because, like I told you previously, your subconscious sneaks into your lyrics and your writings, right? And subconsciously, it was like behind the scenes, like somewhat of a war going on. And I was sneaking into my lyrics, and I said, you know what? I'm not trying to have 5 albums of this sneaking into my music. So I'm gonna get all of it, and I'm gonna drop it in one album, and the album's gonna be like a nuke. And once I drop that album, boom, it's all out the system,
Mm-hmm.
and then I can move on and I can move forward. So that's kind of like what this album was like. I had all this stuff in my subconscious, and I said, I'm gonna get it all out at once, and I'm gonna turn it into art. And after that, I'm gonna move forward. So sometimes you do gotta react, or sometimes you do have to let it out. But for the most part, the majority of these things aren't worth even paying no mind to. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But to me, that's when it became a problem. When I'm like, oh, this is gonna be stuck in my subconscious for years. I can't have that.
Yeah,
So that's why I had to take the action and just let it all out in this art right here, real quick.
Music is therapy.
Yeah, no, it really is, man. I'm really happy and I'm really proud of this album. It's real raw, uncut emotion.
Mm-hmm. It definitely sounds
And
personal.
the fact that I got that out of my system, my new music that's coming is like, it's more fun. It's more loose. You know what I mean? It's more relaxed. And it wouldn't be possible without this album being here in place, you know? So shout out to Level 13.
True indeed.
This whole album was a real therapy session, even though it's more of an aggressive, raw battle type album. You wouldn't really look at it in that sense, but it really was therapeutic for me, man, in a real way.
The second track, Still Dreaming, that's one of my favorites.
Oh yeah, man, Still Dreaming, man. That's like you can't let nothing stop you. You know what I mean? There could be a million people formed like Voltron. There could be an album of 1 billion. There could be an army of 1 billion, but you can't let nothing stop you. You know what I mean? Nothing. You got to be unbreakable. You know what I mean? Life's gonna throw a lot at you, and you got to get that alligator skin. You know what I mean? You're gonna let it make or break you, and I'd rather be made than broken. You know?
True. Yeah, you even said in the song, jealousy is your demon.
Yeah. Well, it's a mental disease. You know what I mean? It's a disease of the mind, man. That's never good. It's like I try not to be jealous or envious of people because I know how ugly it could be on the other end. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
When people are jealous and envious of you, it doesn't feel good. So if I don't like it when it's happening to me, I don't want to do it to other people, you know? But it is a sickness, you know? It makes people weird. It makes people really weird, man. Talk to someone jealous or envious for 30 minutes and you're going to be like, oh, this is a really weird, sick person. And nah, that's not good, man. We don't need that.
Yeah. Gotta distance yourself. Yeah. So did Level 13 just like give you an entire pack? Or how did that work out with him?
Man, he sent me like, it's crazy. He sent me like a folder that had like, I'm not even being over dramatic. It might have had like 500 beats in it. I was like, damn. And I had to like go through all of them. And I might have picked maybe like 40 beats.
Mm-hmm.
But it took me a long time to just even kind of skim through the whole folder, but
It was worth it.
it was worth it because I got beats that I really loved. You know what I mean? I had options. I had the option to be very selective and very particular and picky, and That's why the final product came out that good. You know what I mean? Because he gave me a lot to choose from, and he makes a new beat like every day.
Yeah, he's always
You'll
working.
just you'll open that folder and you'll see a couple new ones in there. So yeah, he's a machine. He's not a human. He's a machine. Level 13.
Yep. Yeah, I gotta get him back on here again. I interviewed him in the past as well. He's definitely driven and on his grind, but making dope production.
Yeah, man. I can't wait till we get our next one in, man. Because whatever we do next is gonna be really, really dope, man. I feel like this album elevated my pen, and it's only getting sharper from here on out. So shout out to Level 13, man, for real.
True indeed, true indeed. Let's give the people some visuals from this album. Let's go with Caution, featuring Oxnard legend Mike Bless.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I'll let you intro it before I put it on.
Oh man, this is Caution featuring Mike Bless out of Oxnard, the 805. Produced by Level 13. And man, this is that raw underground uncut. This is what you really need right here.
I am not from this planet, I'm from another dimension. I'm a rare breed, true MC. Did I mention I'm better than all of my competitors? Babbling, talking in circles, so repetitive. Intelligence is not their strong point, mine's hollow. Hardly your brain inside your skull. Still the show, go backstage, count my dough, crowd control. Conductor of the flow, get minds. Never minimize, knowledge is power. My mind's weaponized. Put a rapper in a body bag. I'm not surprised. Open your eyes. You ain't seeing me, you're fearing me. Master of abundance, you ain't matching my energy. Live peacefully. I'm the most dangerous enemy. Caution, watch how you talking, end up in coffins. Caution, watch how you talking, end up in coffins. Caution, no option for resurrection. So watch how you talking. Watch how you step in. Caution, the mind is a lethal weapon. Ultra violence calling up all the henchmen. Caution, no option for resurrection. So watch how you talking, watch how you step in. Caution, the mind is a lethal weapon. Ultra violence calling up all the henchmen.
Yeah, ultraviolet is undivided. When real rhymers on mics, see out of breath and silence. We on assignment, promise tsunamis out the thermometer. Darts of fire and it shots from the silencer. From the lineage and it spit the carcinogens. A conscious order carcasses out the apocalypse. Yeah, anybody still anonymous. Proper, I'm vomiting out of all anomalies. Spreads of promises, these rappers comedy. Comical, ominous, adios to your audio. A victim of the henchman or is that from me sicarios? The raw article, never tarnish my product. A lot of prima donnas not brought up with the piranhas. My weakness not my kindness, my vices not my devices. My eyes are seeing more than even my appetite is. Fire out the light is illustrated number sinus. Sign with the blood on my pen from what's provided.
Caution, no option for resurrection. So watch how you talking, watch how you step in. Caution, the mind is a lethal weapon. Ultra violence calling up all the henchmen. Caution, no option for resurrection. So watch how you talking, watch how you step in. Caution, the mind is a lethal weapon. Ultra violence calling up all the henchmen.
Caution, off the album Ultraviolence, produced entirely by South Philly's own Level 13. Man, I had a question I was thinking about earlier in the interview. Um, how much of an influence has your family been throughout not just your music career, but as a whole, in life?
My bad. I couldn't hear you too much in the beginning. What was it again? Sorry.
Oh, I was saying how much as an influence your family been, not just with your music, but also in life.
Oh man, my family is actually very inspirational in a sense. They're the reason that I even kind of wanted to find a an art form because they were all talented. You know, like my older brother did graffiti and a little bit of art, and then my dad he would do drawings, and he was also like a philosopher, kind of like a slick talker, and somewhat of a spiritual guy, like somewhat of a shaman as well.
Mm,
I feel
okay.
like those are all art forms in their own way, in their own right. And then another, my other older sister did poetry. Another one of my sisters did art as well, paintings. They all,
Talent
everybody
boy.
kind of had an art form or a thing that was like their superpower. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
And I was like, when I was young, I was like, where's my superpower? What's my art form? So I tried to draw. I wasn't too good, and then I tried to dabble in graffiti. I wasn't too good, and then I started freestyling, and I got that reaction, and I got those endorphins that I was talking about, and I go, oh yeah, this is it right here. And it's crazy because I was actually a really quiet kid, but because I was so quiet, I was always thinking, I was always in my head. So
Time
I
to
was a
let it
quiet
out.
person, but I had a lot to say. You know what I mean? So I feel like the rap became the outlet of that. Actually, rapping is what made me more social because you do a show and people, they show props and they give love and they might want to take a picture or conversate. And you don't want to be like a standoffish, like negative, like kind of like of a asshole of a person. So music and hip hop is kind of what made me learn the skill of socializing. You know what I mean? But
All right.
I think I was always a thinker. I was a thinker first, and that's what made me become a good writer. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was more quiet, more in my head, and then socializing came later on it with life, and it came through hip hop. So
That's dope.
big up hip hop.
Yeah. Big up. Indeed. Much respect. That's dope. Now, your name, you got to tell us about how that came to be. And also, you put it as MC Wicks. So, that right there is a big homage right there.
Yeah, man. The MC I put in my name is like so I could live up to the name. You know what I mean? It's a bar. It's a level that I have to reach when I'm performing live. I gotta be an MC. You gotta live up to your name because if you don't live up to it, it ain't worth nothing. So that was just a boundary I set for myself.
Hmm.
I always got to be on the MC level. Always got to be on that elite level. And Wicks came because I like a lot of horrorcore music. I like Brother Lynch and Necro
Nice.
at the time, like more of that
Yeah.
kind of gory, kind of death rap.
Uh-huh.
And Wicks was supposed to symbolize like wicked. But if you're from the West Coast, Wicked almost sounds like a gangster like cholo name, and I'm definitely not that. So I was like, I'm gonna just say Wicks.
Hmm.
So MC Wicks, man, like, and my early music before I put anything online was a lot of more like gory kind of rap. You know what I mean? It was that horrorcore, violent, death rap.
Hardcore stuff.
I
Yeah.
got older. I listen to some of that stuff now. Like I went back and listened to it, and I was like, some of the songs I'm like, damn, I can't believe I was listening to that as a kid. That shit is crazy. Like, shout out to Necro. He was a big early inspiration.
Ah, Necro. Okay.
And when I go back to some of the catalog, now I still like it, but now I have to like cherry pick. Like, oh, I like this one. I like this one. That one's a little too crazy. That one's a little too out there. Oh, these ones are cool.
Hmm.
But I guess I was just like an extremist, like everything I liked, I wanted it to be like at a level 10 at that time. So MC Wicked, I guess. Yeah, MC Wicks, man. An MC that used to be on some crazy wicked shit. Now I'm more wicked with the wordplay and the rhyme patterns. That's why I bring that into play now.
Nice, nice. That's dope. Now with all these events that I continuously see you on, one I would love to see you perform at is 60 East event, the Happiness of Pursuit. He's from Ontario, uh, California, and his events every year have just gotten bigger and bigger. And big salute to him because the success is amazing.
Yeah, man. Shout out to him. I was blessed to do that one. I got to do it one time in I think it was 2021.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, man. And that's a crazy story that show and that event, because I was going back and forth to Fresno and LA, which is like a 4-hour drive commute.
Hmm.
And I was going to LA a lot because I was doing a lot on the scene over there, like a lot of shows and stuff. And I had a lot going on. So I had a show in LA the week of that festival that I performed. And then the next week it would be Thought Fest. And I said, damn. I go, man, like I don't got a lot of money right now. I was like, should I just go back home just to turn around and drive all the way back and pay all the gas and come back like 3 days later? And I was like, I didn't want to do that. So low key, I kind of thugged it out that week, and I just left in my car for like a week. And I would just take a shower at the Planet Fitness and charge my phone and work out in the morning and just go see what's going on and what was happening. And so I was like, I have some merch. So I was hella hungry that day. Like I sacrificed a whole week out here, like living in my car just so I could be here. Fuck that. I'm gonna make sure I saw some merch today. So I went really, really, really hard, man. I went crazy. They threw me on maybe about like around like 3. So people were there, but it wasn't like the whole festival hadn't arrived yet.
Hmm.
But I was rocking so hard, man, that I was doing the call and responses and stuff, and the crowd was just loud and they were screaming. And then I was rapping, and I was just seeing like people just walk fast and come to the stage, and the crowd started with like, maybe 30 people, and then out of nowhere there's like 100 people, and they're just almost like kind of running to the stage in a weird way, power walking, making their way there. And I didn't know, but one of my friends was a vendor, and they said there was a big stage. I was on the little stage. There was a big stage, and there was another artist performing at the big stage, and everybody left the big stage to come to this stage because they were hearing. They're like, we hear everyone yelling and screaming. They're like, what's going on over there? And whoever was there, I don't even know who it was, but they had to stop their whole entire set and wait for my set to be done.
Wow.
For them to start it back up and run it back. So that's like MC and move the crowd. I literally moved the whole festival to my stage. So that's that's one of my favorite shows I ever did right there, man. That was cool, man. I wish I had it on camera. I wish I had that moment on camera, man.
Somebody's got to have some footage.
It's somewhere out there, yeah. Somewhere out there in someone's phone or hard drive, but yeah, that day, it was good. I got to sell the merch, and it was all worth like the sacrifice and dealing with what I had to deal with. It made it all worth it right there, So shout out 60 East.
Definitely big shout out to 60 East. Continue support with his music career, his management, and as well as the Happiness of Pursuit event that he keeps it going. It's great. Um, MC Wicks, I definitely appreciate the music you've been putting out. I appreciate being able to speak with you. Find out more about you, your inspiration, your drive, your aspirations, because they definitely are a true example of how you've been grinding it out and understanding that, you start out a certain way, like you just mentioned with the horrorcore, but look at the albums and the projects and the people you work with locally, and well-known names as well in hip-hop to where you are right now. So big respect to you.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you, man. Yeah, we all start at level 0, but if you stick with it, man, if you do anything long enough, man, you're gonna get to where you want to get. It's just about it's really about just your drive, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Really the most important thing to be is resilient. Resilience is the
absolutely.
most important thing to be, man. Just be resilient in whatever you want to do in life. Be resilient.
Indeed. So you mentioned earlier, you got some 3 albums, one of them with Clutch Norris. Definitely look forward to, seeing what you create from that. And thank you again for being able to speak with you. Let everyone know where they can reach out to you and also give his shout outs.
Oh yeah, shout out to Tim Osman, Ocho Studios. Shout out to Black Books and Rhyme Books. Shout out to Level 13, Mike Bless. Shout out to all my peoples, man, all around the world, man. My boy Camel 211, and you can find me on Instagram at MC_Wicks_559. My TikTok is MC_Wicks559. The YouTube is Wicks MC. All streaming platforms is just MC Wicks. And Bandcamp, if you want to hear more music, if you feel like you went through the whole catalog and you want to find some of them hidden gems, Bandcamp is mcwicks.bandcamp.com. And yeah, man, appreciate y'all, man. Peace and love for real.
Definitely appreciate it. Ultraviolence is out now. Shout out to Level 13 and Linola Production. This weekend, Heart of Los Angeles. And next month, Black Books and Rhyme Books.
Yo. Hey, man. Hey, Fresno, man. Pull up to that Black Books and Rhyme Books. Last year we had the news out there, and we need that same energy and that same love, man. And we definitely put the OG legends on there, so come through and get a history lesson, man. Black Books and Rhyme Books.
True indeed. On behalf of our HHDG media crew, we're going to say peace.